Okay, so let's answer those two last questions that we had in the last video. Okay, so what is the big idea? What message do we want to communicate to our viewers, to our audience, that will help them remember that particular big idea, the main takeaway? Okay, so we have to come up with something that is kind of like one sentence, single idea expressed in a single sentence. Okay, so I'd like you to write this down. It's important to write it down. Okay, it's the one thing that we want the ad to do. Okay, which could be, consider a product, or form an opinion about a new product, and then take action by buying that product or considering that product, right? So the emphasis really needs to be on the message that we want to communicate to people, right? Single idea expressed in a single sentence. So here's what I want to do. I want to take you back to Isuzu. We started with Isuzu, if you remember. Okay, so for Isuzu, they came up with a big idea, and that's what you're seeing right there in the middle. The normal restrictions don't apply with the Isuzu Rodeo. What they were trying to do is suggest that this car is all about adventure. Okay, it's about escape. Desire for adventure is what we want people to remember. That the normal restrictions, people who buy this car don't care about, following the rules. They like to color outside the lines. Okay, so it's sporty and it's adventurous. It's like a lifestyle sort of setup. And that's what they're playing off, right? And so the ad that they came up with was based on the idea that Rodeo was a sort of adventure escape car for folks who still sort of held on to their youth and, childlike adventure and that kind of thing. So here are some of the ads. Here, have a look.
The new four-wheel drive 175 horsepower Isuzu Rodeo. It's a vehicle some of you have been waiting for a long time. The Isuzu Rodeo, practically amazing.
All right, so you're seeing how it's all about adventure. Here's another one.
The lines are our friends. Stay within the lines. The lines are our friends. Introducing the world's first V6 crayon. Are you listening? The Isuzu Rodeo, built to go way outside the lines. If they gave medals for cleaning, who would win the gold?
Here's another one.
We're out here. No, please keep your hands in the car. We'll come back to that later. That one needs batteries. You're gonna get Daddy in trouble. Excuse me? No, that one definitely has too many parts. You gotta go.
Okay, so you see what's going on here. It's all about that escape, the adventure, the childlikeness, coloring outside the lines. Of course, what we're doing is we've looked at all of our creative brief questions. We are now at this question that's saying, what's the big idea? And then based on that big idea, the creative team has created this particular series of ads. Okay, so it's very interesting to see how it all kind of comes together. Okay, And so let's talk about the last question there that talked about what's the best way to plan that idea. Okay, and that takes you to this word that you hear all the time, and that is strategy.